Hello guys, and welcome to another Doctor Who action figure review with me, Dan the Batman. So today we are looking at the Sound Effects Talking Daleks released by Character Options. And this is the first wave, which was released back in July of 2012. And when these were sold, they originally cost £14.99, so just under £15. Now, the gimmick with these Daleks are that they talk, and I will go through every single Dalek which you can see in front of you, because I have got the complete set, and we're going to look at them, look at the detail, and look at the sound effects. And I'm not just reviewing the classics, as you can see here, I've also got the new series one, which I got, when did I get these? Must have been quite a few months ago. I mean, the last Dalek I collected was the Power of the Daleks Dalek, because I hadn't got that yet, and that was a while ago. I think it was well over a year ago, and I've been wanting to review these for ages, but unfortunately I haven't got round to it. But now we have, so let's not waste any time, and let's have a look at the Dalek as seen in the Dalek Invasion of Earth from 1964. Okay, so here we have the Dalek as from the Dalek Invasion of Earth. So this Dalek variant is basically the same as the other Daleks which have been released based on this story, except this Dalek is based on the drones, aka the soldiers in the story. But yeah, so this is a Dalek which I think you should pick up as well as all the others, because this one really is brand new. All the others have just mainly been re-released, but they've got different aspects of them which show that they're new, and I'll go into that once we've had a look at this one. So if we have a look at this Dalek, and I'll just point out the only difference with this Dalek compared to the other Daleks released for this story is that the dish is grey and not silver, and this is accurate. I know some people like Batman March have said like he thought it was inaccurate, but no, this is correct. This I think they are silver in the story. I don't know why character haven't done that, but never mind. So let's have a look at the detail. Well, let's start off by looking at the articulation. Now, I'll just point out all of the articulation is the same on all of these Daleks. So I'll just show you the articulation for the Daleks on this one, and then we won't go through it ever again, because it's an easy, well, it's got easy articulation, or just, you know, it's basic. So the head can do, for a Dalek, the head can do a full 360, as you can see. The eye stalk moves up and down. The gun arm and the plunger are ball jointed, meaning that they can go out to the side. And it's on 3 wheels, as well. Well, obviously this stuff wouldn't be on here if it was a normal Dalek, but because it's got a talking aspect, which I'll go through in a minute, it's on there. So let's have a look at the face, or the main section of the Dalek. The eye stalk has been done very nicely. You've got the classic solid white disc for the Dalek's eye, rather than the pupil, which was used later on in the Dalek variants. And so this Dalek is different to all the other Daleks, because this is the only Dalek, I believe, to have the grey eye stalk, and it's slightly longer as well compared to the other eye stalks. So you've got the headlights, which are nice. You've got the main section with the mesh where the neck bins are, which have been done very nicely. No paint bleeds at all on this one, which I was happy with. And the dish has been done very nicely. It's quite accurate to the actual prop used in the show. The gun is very nice. It's based on the this gun is based on the Hartnell guns, which were used throughout his era of Doctor Who, meaning there's lots of detailing in the barrel, unlike these other ones, which are just plain. The plunger is the same as the one used for the powered Dalek, I believe. Let's just check. Yeah, they're close enough to be the same. The plunger is very nice. It's very small in comparing it to other Dalek plungers. And so this Dalek, as you've noticed, hasn't got any vertical slats or mesh. That's because the Daleks in this story didn't have slats, because at this current time in the show, the Daleks could not travel without electricity because they couldn't travel outside their city in the first story they were in. So instead they picked up the floor, picked the electricity up through the floor in their city. But of course they wanted to invade the other world. So what they did, they made these enlarged fenders and this radio disc. I think it's a radio disc. Radio dish. And that allows them to pick up electricity and it allows them to invade other worlds, which is a very clever idea. So well done, Terry Nation. Well, he died a long time ago, but he did the job well. He made them so that they could go out and terrify people in London, which was kind of cool for the time. And if you haven't seen the Dalek Invasion of Earth story, definitely recommend it. It's quite a long story, but it's still a pretty damn good story. And the music's very good as well. So you've got the hemispheres, or the balls, or the eggs. I don't know, I just call them hemispheres. I know I've mentioned that before. They've been done very nicely. And this button here is what you use to activate the voice, which I'll show you in a minute. The fender is, I believe, the exact same fender which has been used on other Daleks from this story, as well as the Planet of the Dalek Supreme Dalek, which has an enlarged fender, if you remember that. If you haven't seen Planet of the Daleks, definitely check it out. It's a very good story. So now let's look at the talking aspects of this Dalek. Well, as I mentioned, to activate the voice you press on this hemisphere here, and that's the same with all these Daleks. First of all, you have to check to make sure they're on, so you click the switch. And I'll just run you through the different sounds the Dalek makes.
Daleks are the masters of all. Daleks will destroy all life. Exterminate. Annihilate. Destroy. Daleks conquer and destroy. Resistance is useless. Daleks are the masters of all.
So that goes, it's on a loop, so it goes back to the one what it started with. And to activate the gun sound, you double press the hemisphere like this. And you get the gun effect, which oddly is from Genesis of the Daleks. I don't know why it's not the original gun effect from this story, but never mind. Just to point out, the dialogue which is spoken isn't actually taken from the Dalek story, because it's not the actual Daleks from the story talking, but it doesn't matter. I mean, these are for kids. I mean, I know some kids probably don't really like the old classic stories, mainly because they're like in black and white or just boring. So they may not care, they just want Daleks to scream. And then pretend to shoot people. So yeah, overall, this is a very nice Dalek, and definitely one which I think is definitely worth picking up, or if you have got it, let me know. Because this is a very good Dalek, nice variant to have, and if you had an army of these, it would make a great scene, or if you did an animation. So now let's have a look at the Power of the Daleks Dalek from 1966. Okay, so here we have the Power of the Daleks Dalek from 1966. And this Dalek, if you have the chase set, which I don't unfortunately, but if you've got the chase set, this Dalek is basically the same, only it's got the yellow headlights rather than the orange headlights. I don't know if that's accurate or not, let me know in the comments section below if it is. And so this Dalek is from Patrick Troughton's first story as the Second Doctor. Oh yeah, and the Dalek Invasion of Earth Dalek is from the first Doctor's era, I forgot to mention that. So this Dalek is a little bit similar to this one, which I reviewed just now. It's now got the mesh with the vertical slats going around, and it's a bit more silvery. The headlight, or the hemispheres, are a lot darker than the other one. And the gun is different, as you can see. This gun is being used on the Genesis of the Daleks Dalek, as well as the Planet of the Daleks Dalek, as well as, and the Death to the Daleks Dalek, and the Revelation of the Daleks Dalek for this series, which is nice. And as you can see, these ball joints are white. They shouldn't be white, they should be grey. I don't know why character have done that, but it doesn't matter, to be honest. It's only a Dalek action figure. So let's start at the top. Well, as you can see the two headlights, which have been done very nicely and are quite accurate to the actual props used. You've got the eye stalk with the little slats. This is different compared to the other one, as you can see. Is there more? Yeah, there is more, and also you've got a black bit of black paint on the head, the eye stalk. Whereas with this one you haven't. It's still got the white disc, which I kind of like. Makes them look a bit more creepy. This is all detailed very nicely, as I've mentioned. The mesh in the head... Oh, what are they called? The neck bins. They've been done very nicely. And if we go on the back, you've got the more hemispheres, which are nice. This button activates the sound. And the plunger has been done very nicely. It's exactly the same as the Dalek Invasion of Earth Dalek, which is cool. And that's basically it, really. It's a lovely Dalek. I mean, I'd love to have one or two more of these Daleks. I know I mentioned in my first Doctor and Dalek review, I would like one or two of them to pose with the Supreme Dalek. So it would look good. I might do that one day. So, I won't show you the sounds for this Dalek, mainly because they're the exact same as the Dalek Invasion of Earth Dalek. But all I can say, I am very, very impressed with this Dalek, and yeah, it's good. It's a nice army building Dalek, same with that Dalek there. So now let's have a look at the Planet of the Daleks Dalek from 1973. Okay, so here we have the Planet of the Daleks Dalek from 1973, and some of you are probably thinking it looks just like the Genesis of the Daleks Dalek. Well, in some ways it kind of is. I mean, if I just get the Genesis of the Daleks Dalek, there is a full review of the Genesis of the Daleks Collector's Set, which I did not long ago, and if you haven't seen it, just check it out, guys. This one on the left is the Genesis of the Daleks, and this one on the right is the Planet of the Daleks Dalek. As you can see, they are kind of similar. This one's a little bit more darker than this one, and obviously it's got more colour in terms of its gun and its plunger. And obviously the dome lights are different, but I think you could get away with it if you wanted to buy a few of these and pretended they were from Genesis of the Daleks, because they are different, but obviously a little bit different in terms of its colours. And I know this has got nothing to do with Genesis of the Daleks or the Planet of the Daleks Dalek, but here's the Revelation of the Daleks Dalek from the Revelation of the Daleks Collector's Set, which, as I've mentioned, is a set which I need to review at some point. Who knows, I may review it this summer or some other time. As you can tell, this one on the left is obviously the Revelation, this is the Planet. This one's a lot more darker, or this one... no, so I'd say this one's a little bit lighter than this one. But you can tell they're sort of the same. I mean, you could get away with it again, but it doesn't matter. So, now let's look at the actual Dalek itself. This Dalek has now got a pupil rather than the disc, which was a regular thing starting with the story. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. The Daleks had a pupil from the story Day of the Daleks onwards, rather than the white cylindrical disc. So the pupil is very nice, no dodgy paint done to the eye, unlike one of my other Daleks, which I'll show you when I come to review it. So it's very nice. You've got this, the number of slats on the eye stalk is different. I think it's quite a few have gone now. The dome lights are very good, quite accurate to the actual prop, again, which is very good. The neck bins have been done very nicely, no paint bleeds or anything, and you can see the mesh inside there. It's been done very nicely. It looks so good. I mean, character options, well done on this. It's very good. Very, very good. So, if we go down, the vertical slats are not painted, neither is the mesh, which I don't mind, to be honest. The plunger is grey, a very, 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 very dark grey. This is accurate. Of course, I have looked online in some other sources, and that is accurate. And the gun is grey as well, which is nice. And this gun is the same as the Power of the Daleks Dalek, only a different colour. And you've also got this cylindrical shape here, which I don't know what that circle means. Let me know in the comments section below what that means. I think it means that they're a soldier, as I mentioned in one of my other reviews, but I don't know if it's true or not. So, yeah, and as we go down, we've got the hemispheres, which are black, very, 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 very dark black. And the fender itself is quite cool, actually, because it's been split up into two sections, unlike this one, which is just one section. Because you've got this sort of glossy black and this other lighter black, which I think's supposed to represent the actual props, because this black piece here used to be used for, obviously, because people used to operate the Daleks, their feet could be seen underneath in some shots. If you look at the Planet of the Daleks Dalek photo gallery, you can tell there's a scene with John Pertwee and this other guy, I can't remember what his name now is, but he plays a foul leader and they're menacing the Dalek, and there's a picture of this Dalek and you can see the feet at the bottom, which is quite hilarious. Well, to me anyway, but may not be to other people, but hey ho. So I think that's clever, and this is very nice, no paint bleeds again. So all in all, very pleased with this Dalek, and if I just played the sound effects, the sound effects for this Dalek is the same for the Death to the Daleks Dalek and the Revelation of the Daleks Dalek, which is a bit odd, but doesn't matter. So if we just, same thing, what you do with the other Dalek is you click the switch like that, and let's play the sound effects.
You are an enemy of the Daleks. Exterminate. Maximum power. Fire. Daleks are the supreme beings in the universe. Seek, locate, exterminate. I obey. Emergency alert, alert. Pursue, pursue. You are an enemy of the Daleks.
So, I know I played one or two more after that, but it just goes to show these sounds are a lot different compared to these two Daleks here. It's a bit like the Revelation of the Daleks Dalek sounds. Not really Planet of the Daleks Dalek, but what can you do? And also, I forgot to mention, to activate the gun sound effects the same, and if we just press it, 'cause it's different, the gun sound effects.
Exterminate.
That's quite a good gun sound effect, so I quite like that one. Again, that's not accurate, but I don't care. It's a Dalek. And I like this. I do like this version of the Dalek. I do like Planet of the Daleks as well. I know that's got a cult following. A lot of people love that one, and I've watched it recently, and it's a very good story. It's got a lot of twists and turns, like you don't expect stuff to happen, and it does, especially the ending, which I won't spoil for you, but let's just say something happens and you don't expect it. That's the worst spoiler ever, but whatever. So if we just turn that off. So all in all, I quite like this Dalek. It's very nice. I would like one or two more of these Daleks, but we'll have to see. So that's the Planet of the Daleks Dalek. Next, let's look at my favourite Dalek in the set of the Sound Effects Talking Daleks Phase 1, which is the Death to the Daleks from 1974. Okay, so here we have the Death to the Daleks Dalek from 1974. And before I just look at this Dalek, I have to say my favourite Dalek story is Death to the Daleks, and it was the first Doctor Who story I ever saw when it it was ages ago when I watched it with my cousins. I was just blown away by how cool this story was, and how cool the Daleks were. Let me know in the comment section below what your favourite Dalek story is, or stories. So yeah. So let's have a little look at the Dalek itself. So as you can see, I apologise for my coughing. As you can see, it's still got the same old pupil. and the eye stalk is the exact same. Except he obviously hasn't got the black paint on there anymore. So the pupil's the same, the eye stalk is the same, it's not bent, which is cool. Actually, no, it's a little bit bent. The headlights are nice. And if we go down, the neck bin's nice. No paint bleeds or anything. Oh, actually, no, there is. There is a little bit of paint there, but I'm not bothered. Because it's kind of accurate to the actual props, because they were beaten up a lot and through moving around and stuff from location to location. And it does show, especially in Destiny of the Daleks were beaten up and scratched and all sorts. It's a shame. The slats this time have been painted silver. And you've got the mesh going all around, which is nice. And you've got the plunger, which I don't know, is that the same? No, it's different. The plunger's a lot bigger. The plunger itself is a lot bigger. And I don't know if this is the same, but it kind of looks different. Let me know if I'm wrong. The gun is, for some reason, silver. It should be black. I'm not bothered. I mean, personally, this is just me. I think it kind of suits it like this. I mean, let me know and thumbs up if you agree. But I do think it sort of suits the Dalek. So obviously, if we go down, we've got the black hemispheres again. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of paint bleed here, all going all around the main body of the Dalek, which is a bit of a shame. But what can you do? The main fender section is split into two parts. You've got the silver part and you've got the black section, which is cool. And you've got, if we go up, oh yeah, there's no cylindrical disc, unlike the other versions. There was only one Dalek in the show, or in this story, who didn't have the cylindrical disc. Obviously, this is this one. And so, yeah, that's it really. It's a nice Dalek. The headlights are different compared to the Dalek released with John Pertwee, aka the Third Doctor, a few years ago. Same for the gun as well. Because the gun is, rather than being the machine gun, is the gun which you see in the end of part 1. Same with the dome lights as well. Excuse me. Yeah, the gun and the headlights are different. Rather than the red highlight dome lights, you've got the silver ones, which are nice and they're very accurate. Same for the gun as well. The gun is different. Rather than having a machine gun, you've got just a standard gun, what the Daleks use in the classic series. So overall, guys, I'm very impressed with this Dalek. I won't play you the sounds as I've mentioned, because it's the same as the Planet of the Daleks Dalek. But I have to say, a very nice Dalek, and this was the first Dalek I got when I found out they made the sound effects talking Daleks. And I was so pleased to get it. And funny, really, because I got this the same day that Asylum of the Daleks first aired on TV, which was weird, because I heard that they were supposed to introduce every single Dalek, which they kind of did and they kind of didn't, but let's not go there. That's an argument for another time. But I was so excited, I thought, oh yeah, I hope this Dalek's going to be in it. And it wasn't, which was kind of annoying, but what can you do? I still like that story. I know quite a few people don't like it, but let me know if that's going to be an argument. Let me know in the comment section below if you like the story or not. So overall, guys, I'm very pleased with this Dalek, especially as it's a Dalek from one of my favourite Doctor Who stories ever. There's a few others what I like, which I may put in another video for some other time. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this one. And now let's have a look at the Revelation Dalek from Revelation of the Daleks. Okay, so here we have the Revelation of the Daleks Dalek from 1985, and this is from the 6th Doctor's era. And oh, forgot to mention, the Planet of the Daleks Dalek and the Death to the Daleks Dalek are both from the John Pertwee era, aka the 3rd Doctor's era. So this Dalek, the Revelation of the Daleks Dalek, is basically the exact same Dalek which was released in the Revelation of the Daleks collector's set quite a few years ago now. And some people say, well, what's different about it? Well, the eye stalk is different, and the gold is a lot lighter than the original Dalek, which is kind of cool, I suppose. So if we take a look at the pupil, the pupil's a lot bigger if we compare it to this one. Yeah, it's a lot bigger, and let's just see. I think the ball section of the eye stalk is a little bit different as well, and the eye or the number of slats on the eye stalk are a lot different as well, which is kind of cool, I suppose. And I kind of like this shortish eye stalk. It's a lot accurate, I think, compared to the other release of the Revelation of the Daleks Dalek, which is really good actually. And I do like Revelation of the Daleks, by the way. It's quite dark, which is kind of cool, because that's proper Doctor Who. In some sections, but, you know, let's go to that another time. If it's too dark or too scary. That's a conversation to start in the comment section below. So, let's have a look at the main bit. Well, obviously the eye's very good. You've got the two headlights, which are very nice. And it's completely white, unlike other versions. And I don't think, well, apart from the Imperial Daleks, but I don't think there's another Dalek in this colour scheme. Obviously, the Imperial Daleks were a little bit different to this. I think they're a bit more bronzier, a bit more gold. Can't remember now, I haven't seen the story in ages. It's one of my favourites, though, Remembrance of the Daleks with the 7th Doctor. So, let's stop talking about other stories and let's look at this Dalek. So, we've got white slats going around with gold and silver mesh going around, which is quite nice. The gold is tiny. Well, there's tiny bits of gold in the mesh. And if we go down to the hemispheres, these are accurate, and they're all completely gold. Are they gold? Yes, they are gold. The button here is the same, as I've mentioned loads of times, and I should stop mentioning that, but whatever. That's the same. That plays the same sound effects for these two Daleks here, so I won't play it again. And if we go down the fender sections, again split into two parts, you've got the white section, you've got the black section, or the really dark black, sort of a matte black colour scheme to it. So, all in all, guys, I mean, I do like Revelation of the Daleks, and it's nice to have a Dalek, I've got two of these, but it's nice to have another one of these Daleks, because I do like this colour scheme. I was never a big fan of it when I was little, as I always thought it was a bit too cartoony, which it kind of is and it kind of isn't, but hey-ho. And this is the only appearance, or this variant's the only... This Dalek only makes an appearance in Revelation of the Daleks, Revelation of the Daleks. And the same for the Death to the Daleks Dalek. This Dalek only makes an appearance in Death to the Daleks. And so, all in all, guys, yeah, I'd really like this Dalek. Definitely worth picking up. And the sound effects are very nice to go with it as well. So, let's have a look at the Bronze Dalek from the new series. Are you going to click the jump cut button? You should. Now. Alright, jeez. Alright, and finally we have the Bronze Dalek from the new series. Now, I don't know what Dalek story you'd call this, what this is taken from. It could be from anyone, really. This Bronze Dalek is the same as the Progenitor Dalek, released back in 2010. Only this time the base is completely black and there are no rivets going around the base, which is alright, I suppose. It's not very accurate, but never mind. So let's take a look at the eye stalk. Now the eye stalk is different. It's now blue and it's gone back to the disc, which is quite cool. The sections on the eye stalk are completely see-through now. Well, yeah, I'd say opaque, but doesn't matter. The eye stalk, or the eye... Oh, they're cool. Headlights are different. They're a lot bigger when you compare it to all the other Daleks we've looked at today. The gun is very nice. Very small. I don't know why it's that small, but never mind. And the plunger. Now, this is the only thing I don't like about this Dalek. The plunger is way too big. I can understand if it's supposed to be extending, but like it's really bendy, and as you can see, mine's not straight, and I've tried to put it in boiling water to soften it to make it steep, but it won't work. So I've just left it, because I've got plenty of bronze Daleks elsewhere, but it's a bit of a shame, really. But what can you do? But yeah, the plunger and this gun arm are nice, apart from that problem. If we look at the vertical slats and the rivets, you've got no mesh this time, which is, I don't know, it sort of makes it look like more of a machine rather than someone in a prop or a Dalek body, whatever. So the slats are very nice, the vertical slats going around. The mesh inside the Dalek neck bins are very nice. The neck bins have been done very nicely as well. And I forgot to mention, so I keep on forgetting things, there's an identification mark on the Daleks, so that the Daleks know which Dalek's which is quite useful. This section here is quite good. It's sort of a bit like the cylindrical circle, except rather it's now got a square. And you've got the gold or bronze hemispheres going all the way around, which is very nice. And so, oh yeah, and this base is a little bit too big in my opinion. I think it should be a little bit thinner, but it doesn't really matter. So before we end this review, I just want to play the sound effects, because the sound effects for this Dalek are completely new and exclusive to this Dalek currently, I believe. So let's listen to them.
Multi-spectrum scanning now engaged. Surrender or be exterminated. Daleks conquer and destroy. Exterminate. 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 Scanning. Elevate. Obey the Daleks. Multi-spectrum scanning now engaged.
And now let's hear the gun sound, which again, you tap this 2 times and it will play it.
Exterminate.
Now the gun sound effect for this Dalek is a little bit more accurate, and the dialogue does sound like the actual Daleks from the new series, which is good, unlike the others. So big thumbs up to this Dalek. So all in all, I do like this Dalek, and I originally wasn't going to get it because I thought I've got loads of the bronze Daleks, but I'm happy with this, just like with all the other Daleks. So now let's look, or let's see, or let you hear my final thoughts and opinions on the sound effects Daleks Phase 1 or Wave 1. You are getting your words incorrect, Daniel, or Dan, as you are called. Shame on you. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's just put you down there. Okay, so all in all, guys, I would highly recommend you picking up each of these. They are both £14.99 when they originally released. They probably are still the same price nowadays. If you go on eBay, you can probably pick them up. And so I would probably give these Daleks a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for each of them. Reason being is that the detail is fantastic. The voices, even though they're not accurate, well, apart from this one, they're still very good, and I like the gun sound effects for all of them, even though they are a little bit muddled up in some places, but whatever. I like the variants. Some of them are new, some of them are old. Doesn't really matter to me. I mean, a lot of these Daleks I never picked up in the other like box sets released by Underground Toys and Forbidden Planet, but yeah, I mean, I'd highly recommend you getting them. This is Wave 1. Wave 2, I haven't got the Wave 2 Daleks yet. I do plan to get them at some point, don't know when, and I will perhaps, or maybe, or actually no, I'm not saying any of that. I will do a review of the Wave 2 Daleks, because, you know, I did like this first wave, and as soon as I saw them, I'm like, oh my god, what are they going to do? Excuse my language. Oh my god, what are they going to do for the next wave? They've got to do some really good Daleks. And then they brought out the Special Weapons Dalek. Yes, That was a good Dalek. But all these Daleks here are very good. You get some from the 60s, some from the 70s, one from the 80s, and one from the new series, which is nice. And for £14.99, it's a fair price. I wouldn't say it's the best deal. I mean, I'd prefer if they were sold for like £9.99 or even less than that. But what do you expect? And plus they've got sound effects, which is probably why they're a bit more expensive. But yeah, good luck, guys. If you can find them on eBay, get them. They may still be in your toy shops because these weren't sold at Forbidden Planet. They were sold in any toy shop around. I picked them up all in a toy shop where I live. They've always got Doctor Who stuff, another Lego and that there, and I picked them up. Oh, whoa, Dalek fell. They've always got like Daleks and stuff in there, so I thought, I'll pick them up. And I did. And they're very good. Highly recommend you picking these up. So 10 out of 10. My next review will be, it may be the Revelation of the Daleks Collector's Set. Or it may be a review of my Matchbox Thunderbird and Captain Scarlet figures. Dun 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 dun, Captain Scarlet. The figures will be coming soon in a review. That was a bit weird, but whatever. So, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to click the subscribe button down below. Feel free to comment and like, as well as subscribe to my channel. I've got countless reviews online if you enjoyed this. Hope to see you soon, guys. And remember, the Daleks are the supreme beings in the universe. Even though we are action figure sized, doesn't matter. We are the supreme beings. See you later, guys. Take care. See you later.